Welcome to this offering that is really going to showcase how we have been so lied to around what balance is and resulting in why so many people feel off balanced. It's because of the viral program. So it's like we're in these wars where our body is saying rest, but we have this program around, but rest should be coupled with just as much action every single day in order to be balanced. The list goes on of programming. But let us suspend all doubt, or better yet, let us suspend all of our definitions around what we think balance is. And in a lot of my offerings, I like to do a little bit of discussion at first so that we can help our left brain hemisphere surrender to the right brain. And during an equinox energy, which is when this is being recorded, there is an exact balance of the sun on the Earth's equator. And so you also have, your days of light and dark, same time, just being in that balance in that north and south hemisphere. And there's also something about the solstices and the equinox. They're kind of polar opposites, but it's because also the earth tilts. So sometimes it's leaning one way, sometimes it's leaning another, right? So it's important to remember that we are earth. My name is Casey Christine, and I am fully earth, my body, which is my vehicle for my soul, and so are you. And I am going to use the map of consciousness to help us open our linear and logical mind for a minute. And I do have the meditation time on here if you just want to skip to that, for all of you right-brained visuals who don't want to hang out in your left brain. But for anyone who feels they have resistances towards really going deeper in meditation, maybe try this one out. And this chart can change your life in general. So here we see, right, if we think about, okay, well, how can I be in balance? Well, why am I not having more balance in my life? My, work life to my spiritual life, my party life to my spiritual life, my relationships to my work, whatever it is, fill in the blank. And there's these paradigms that we get created, that we have created through our experiences and the certain programming, and also what I have fully surrendered into, that my higher self has orchestrated for me to realize how sovereign I am with my free will choice to choose to create a heaven on earth reality, even in the midst of chaos. When we think about the word balance, I want us to kind of focus a little bit on the green. The green being that middle section of reason and integrity. So here we are, allowing this conversation to possibly offer us some reason. If I say anything that doesn't make sense, just put it in an imaginary box and check it out later. When you have an intention to be in more balance and to feel more whole, right? Because that's really all balance means, is something is whole. It's operating in everything that it should be operating. You need your left brain and your right brain hemisphere. So when you're thinking about that, the green, you really kind of become neutral when you're in balance. And what I'm also really going to hit very hard on in this reason conversation is seasons and cycles. And with us being earth, we have to remember that our body is literally needing to operate in seasons and cycles too, in order for it to be what? Whole. Which we already are, and our body's going to operate in the seasons and cycles. We can resist it all we want, but it's about stepping into the flow of it. I am also a student of the Tao Te Ching. The 8th verse of the Tao, with the number 8 being the infinity symbol, because balance is infinity. The supreme good is like water, which nourishes all things without trying to. It flows to low places loathed by all men. Therefore, it is like the Tao. Live in accordance with the nature of things. Indwelling, be close to the land. In meditation, go deep in the heart. In dealing with others, be gentle and kind. Stand by your word. In speech, be true. In ruling, be just. And I want us to all consider, what if in dealing with others, we also consider in dealing with ourselves to be gentle and kind, and in our speech with ourselves to be true, and in the way that we are operating our lives to be just. Thinking about that for ourselves too in the inner world. Be timely in choosing the right moment. In daily life, we become competent. In action, we allow ourselves to be so fully immersed in the present moment because we are aware of the time and the season our body's cycle is in, or our soul cycle. And our souls really allowing our body to be these vehicles here on earth. And it's like we have to stop pretending that we're not fully human and fully divine, or that not, experiencing our humanity or going through any type of cycle or season is not some spiritual gangster shit. Being human, it don't get more spiritual than that, baby. Whoa-wee, right? Like signing up for that. Yeah, you talk about a spiritual journey. And I want us to look at this chart just for a second too, to help our brain. And if you are, into my offerings, you're going to see this chart a lot. You're also going to see the one about the voice of the inner knower versus the inner not knower, essentially your higher self, or, viral programming. So it's to really consider the fact that our heart has the ability to keep us in balance always, even when we're moving through other stages, through the emotional spectrum. And I'm not even here to say that one emotion is good or bad. It's really just these certain communication that our body is offering to us. And so it's like anger is just as holy, one of the holiest experiences we can have if we are willing for it to be, to allow us to practice alchemy. And it's like we have this idea that balance means that we're constantly neutral, that we're not feeling anything. It's like, that's numbness. Balance is simply being willing to accept wherever we are on this emotional scale. That's the power of the heart. That's why it's in green, the chakra of the heart. If you think about from your hips to your head, your heart's about the center of all your organs, your star systems, your universes of your body. And we have to remember that we're Earth. Our body's Earth. Why on earth wouldn't we go through the cycles? Why wouldn't what applies to nature apply to us? The programming to get us so disconnected is how atrocities are being carried out on humanity. And when you look at this chart and you say, you know what, I'm willing to accept wherever the hell I am right now, you automatically step into a transcendence. I am going to accept that I got a lot of freaking work to do, and that I am getting my ass into action, or I have been in so much action, I've got to rest, and I need a lot of rest. and I'm not even going to get back into action for a while. That can be balance. And then there becomes a point where, yeah, your cycles are happening like every week versus every year. But that's fine too. A body that is trained to really work with its divinity while in a human body can go that fast and still be resting a lot to then keep up with that. I mean, you start bending time. But I just want you to consider, what if balance, the term, we can even get rid of every definition we have around balance, but what if balance was flowing with seasons and cycles? What if that was balance? What if we stopped banishing winter? What if we honored summer and wanting to be in so much action and fire that we got, quote unquote, what others are telling you, oh, you're off balance, you're not doing this as much because you're in so much action, you're working too much. But what if that's the cycle and season you're in? To prepare for what? A harvest. Or what if you're in a harvest? What if you're in a spring? It's like, and here's the deal. They don't correspond with earth cycles. They can, but genuinely we pretty much do move through them a lot faster than earth. And so you have to, I'm not going to tell anyone what they have to do. I'm going to invite you to consider if that would be something to ponder for yourself so that you can stop hanging yourself, persecuting yourself, choking yourself for being in whatever season or cycle you're in. And that is actually balance, even though society tells us it's not. One who lives in accordance with nature does not go against the way of things. He moves in harmony with the present moment, always knowing the truth of just what to do. When we are flowing with a cycle, when we are identifying where we are really at within our emotions, and we're not judging it, but we're harnessing it for then maybe staying within or moving into or realizing, yo, I've been in this cycle way too long, or yo, I gotta, right? It's like, but as long as we're flowing within cycles, people's are different, just like in certain hemisphere, right? Like the southern hemisphere having a certain cycle, way longer than you just have dry and wet, right? Or the two cycles in some places, but like your oneness with all of Mother Earth and the same elements that are all over the earth that come together to make up everything, the minerals of earth, the space in the air, the wind, the sun, and the water. Those conscious beings are making up your body. And when we are in this realm, to deny this is to be in hell on earth. Honor your divinity by allowing it to flow with the cycles and let the divinity work through you, and it will keep you in cycles that are very healthy for us as long as we don't try to start resisting them. And it's a practice like anything, and that too is balance, right? So that's going to be our meditation, is coming back into alignment with our body's seasons and cycles. The body needs them, right? Our soul consciousness is this. It can go real fast. It can. But thinking about how much it loves the seasons. It's why you love nature. Some people do love winter longer than summer, and it's not our job to judge whatever season or cycle someone in. If they're staying in it too long or whatnot, like, there are some areas that do pull heavy winters. And it's like, if we will just trust and be willing, man, we're going to feel so much balance and so much wholeness, because that's all wholeness is. That when we feel whole, that's all we're feeling. We're feeling this wholeness of the hemispheres within us, of our divinity and our humanity. Not just one aspect of us of being like nothing but spiritual. Not just this one aspect of being, these primordial creatures. It's both. But that's because there's seasons and cycles. So let's find a place for us to come into breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And maybe just taking a look at these trees and knowing that your body is a tree of life. And maybe you are an evergreen. Maybe you're an oak. Maybe you're a cherry blossom. Only we can know really what is serving us with our balance if we allow ourselves to listen to our heart. If you are ready to really surrender to this meditation, this inner communion where you stop trying to pinpoint, or to not even pinpoint, but to pin against, to pin your winter against your summer, or your summer against your spring, or your fall against your winter. My God, it's exhausting. You're exhausted from it. When the whole time you could be enjoying the present moment of the cycle of the season. And be like water and flow. Honoring every single emotion. It is letting you know if you are flowing or going against a season. Or again, maybe staying in one too long or not. Your heart in dwelling, stay close to the land. I want you to breathe into your body and see it as the land. Can you remember that your body, your skin, your muscles, your tissues, your brain, and all of the elements that your higher self is forming into all of that is earth? Indwelling. Be close to the land, aka your body. Connecting to your body. Just thanking it for a minute. You can call it Earth. Earth, I'm here. Hey, Earth. I'm here. In meditation, go deep within the heart. Heart and earth have the same letters. Ear sits in the center of heart. Go deep into listening into your heart. It has every answer about every season and cycle, and it's been trying its best to communicate to you through your body. And all of that very long, beautiful emotional map of consciousness feelings. You don't have to persecute it for that. It's doing its job. It loves you so much. Are you ready to listen to it? In meditation, go deep within the heart. Breathing into your heart now. The very first thing that forms when you are in the womb. And can you be willing to be gentle and kind to what it reveals to you? Breathe into it. Can you be true in your speech with your heart and allow it to say what it wants to say? And when you are practicing your awareness of it, or as the Tao says, enruling, another word, in your discipleship of communing with it, discipline, disciple of, this communion. Discipline also has a very viral program around it, and to reclaim the word discipline as holy and sacred, a disciple of communion within your heart. Being just and fair with yourself. You don't have to be the judge or the jury, though. You just have to be the witness. If you are willing for that, continue to breathe in your heart. Maybe even just see your heart. Maybe just see your ears taking a breath, traveling down to your little heart. Big heart. And just sitting the size of your heart. Your heart also has 4 chambers. No chamber better than the other. Right chamber ain't telling the left chamber it needs to be like it. Frontal lobe ain't telling other lobes of the brain that they need to operate like it. Right? Those 4 lobes of the brain. I'm just connecting now and thinking about your brain, visualizing it. If you need any images to help, the screen, connecting with your brain. Just letting the breath, the wind, the conscious being of wind and space centering you, so that you can reconnect to the land, your body. Rebuild your receptivity to your heart's communication, and to no longer resist the cycles and seasons, but to honor every feeling that your body is communicating to you, to let you know if you are flowing with the season or going against. Or again, not moving out of one once it's ready to be completed and into a next. Your heart knows all of this and uses your body and feelings to communicate it. Can you be willing to rebuild this connection today, right now, through your breath and surrender and willingness? That is all it takes. Continue to breathe, allowing yourself to see this diamond field of light encapsulating you. Use your imagination. Maybe you perceive it, maybe you sense it, maybe you see it. Maybe you hear it. These senses that we have been gifted here on earth to go into communion with our soul. Breathing into this diamond field all around you. And allowing yourself to feel very rooted in Gaia. And breathing in through that root that shoots out from your perineum and that is so rooted in earth. And being willing to create with flow and based on where you are planted, but also knowing that as you grow and mature and give off new seeds from the fruit that you bear that holds new seeds, that those get picked up by the wind to get planted elsewhere. And some of the original tree may stay, some trees may pass away, right? To go on to nourishing the soil. We don't have to control any of those aspects within us. We get to keep growing where we're planted while generating new seeds and then making the decision on what is ready to have an end cycle or a beginning if we dwell close to the land and meditate deep in the heart. We will always know where to flow next because we will be receiving divine guidance in the present moment. Calling upon our higher selves to assist us as we are encapsulated in the diamond light of our divinity, and asking for the support of ascended masters and the elements of earth, air, space, fire, and water in this communion of remembrance. Seed within us the truth that nature offers, that nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished, that there is a gift to the fire and the ice water, that there is a gift to spring and autumn. The reminder that there is no spring without winter. Assist us right now, Holy Mother, Holy Father, we call out to you. We surrender to your grace to help build the connection back within us, that our body is earth, that our seasons and cycles are holy and sacred. Offer us a divine transmission right now. El Kalim Om. Within this temple that is our body, that is earth, that is the waters, that is the air and space, that is the sunlight. And offer us a healing transmission over these next 5 minutes, bless our root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, crown, and bless every single organ within our body. Bless our toenails, our fingernails, our hands, the extension of our hearts, our sexual organs, our liver, our kidney, our gut, the muscle of our heart, all chambers, all lobes of our brain, all of our glands within our brain, all of the chemicals that are operating this factory within us that is earth, the water, our blood, our ovaries, our testes, our precious legs and our sweet feet, our eyes, our intuition. Calling upon the higher selves of all of those with open hearts and ears from their heart to be assisted by their own higher selves to remove any blockages around their seasons or cycles, or needing to be in a season or cycle other than what is perfect for them that their higher self has orchestrated, and to come back into the ultimate balance, which is flowing with cycles. And asking for divine transmission of grace over these next few minutes in this silent meditation, supported by the frequency that is blessing our ears and every cell in our body, to assist with a purging of all viral programming that has attempted to deny the cycles and seasons of our sacred earth that is our body, and anything else that our higher selves know would be of benefit to transmit light codes and cellular assistance with purification and regeneration in an activation right now. Calling upon El Earth to assist us right now with remembering we are one with you, and to seed the drum of our heartbeat back with this truth that as our heart beats, we are one with earth and all of the elements. El. Calling upon the north to remind us of this direction and how rest is powerful. Thanking winter and the cycle and season of winter within us, and the consciousness of winter to bless us now. Calling upon Ka, fire, our sacred sun, light, holy fire within us, and the electrical current that beats the element of our heart within us. Offer us a transmission of your consciousness to assist us in remembering the fire within us and oneness with you, and how we can call upon the holy, conscious being of fire to offer us transformation, accepting all fiery feelings. And calling upon the south to thank it for its warmth and its heat, and asking guidance to not get burnt. But to hold reverence and respect for the kind of heat a summer-packed action-packed summer can deliver. Respect. Thank you, South. Bless us. Leam, sacred, holy waters, blood, the chalice, the red blood and the white semen, the veins and the arteries, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes within us, calling out to the nectar of water to offer us a blessing and to remind us of the living waters within. Calling upon the west, remind us of the power of autumn. Om. Oh, holy space. The space of nothing that gives way to everything. The the space that is the air and the wind, giving all of the elements of this planet and the conscious beings of every single element in our body. Conscious being of fire, the conscious being of water, the space to come together to give you life. Great Spirit, Great Spirit, we call out to you. You rise in the east. You illuminate. You give new life. Reconnect our consciousness with this cycle of birth after death, of rebirth, coming back into remembrance of how you effortlessly carry our seeds to where they are destined to go. Great Spirit, thank you. Asking the East to bless us with the remembrance of spring within us. El Kalim Om. We call out to you in closing this meditation and recalibration of the truth of balance, the dwelling close to our bodies, going deep into our heart for divine wisdom, allowing ourselves to be present to our cycles. We give you thanks. Allowing yourself to breathe into the resonance of being in such deep communion with the conscious beings of earth, air, space, fire, and water. And remembering that nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. There is a time for sprinting with your tortoise energy, and then there is the wise tortoise who knows it's always home in its shell, and it goes within, and slow and steady it wins the race. And knowing that there are seasons for the tortoise and the hare, and it is safe to allow your heart to guide you who to put in for what race you are in, and that is also balance. I will leave the music on. I invite you to do any journaling for any ahas that your heart is revealing to you. And if you are listening to this when it came out live, happy Autumn Equinox. The balance represented by this season is a reflection of what lives within you. All my love and light. Namaste.